Hello and welcome again to my study for this short reflection. Do you remember the time when we used to say we were just going to zoom off for something, and now we end up saying we're just off to Zoom for something? It's amazing how much the world has changed in the last 11 months. We would never have even thought of something called Zoom this time last year. Now, well, most of us can't do without it if we're lucky enough to have a computer. And then there are the phrases we use. Stay safe, social distancing, and of course the latest, have you had the jab? I mean, that's all we say these days. Phrases we would, again, never have dreamt of. I'd never heard of social distancing. Well, I don't think I had anyway. Life has changed so much in the last 11 months. I think when I look back, my life had got really cosy. If I wanted to pop out for a meal, for a coffee, to see friends, to see family, to go to the shops, to post some letters, to go to the park, I just did it. Didn't think about it, just did it. That's what life was like. Now, it's nothing like that, is it? Everything has to be planned. Don't know about you, but I do lists for everything. If it's not on the list, it doesn't get done. And then I have to go on computers to do click and collect. Never do that before. So we've had to get used to a different life, perhaps a less cosy life. But I think also sometimes a life that is making us think more about how lucky we are, about how much we have to be thankful for. And I hope that as we go through this pandemic, we don't get back to that coziness, that taking for granted. I was thinking the other day how much I miss the services at the Abbey, not just for the services, but for the coffee afterwards, for chatting to people, for keeping up to date, for knowing what's going on. Those things I miss, and I'm certain many of you do. They will come back. We will be able to get back to a life that is rather like it was before, although perhaps always a little different. Sometimes when I watch programmes on television, I want to say out to them, don't do that, stay away, keep your distance, it's not safe. And then of course I realise it was made well before we got into where we are now. But I do think that as in the year, there's new hope, there's new light. In February, we do find that the days do start to get longer, and we can feel that, we can sense that. And how lovely it is to see the snowdrops coming through wherever they have been for many years. And daffodils poking through the soil, getting ready to bloom. And now we have the vaccination programme. And gosh, it's doing well, I think. Another tick for our NHS there, folks. And I do think we can see a light at the end of what's been a really dark period. But also I think in this changed world, we must remember that we mustn't take God for granted, that we mustn't get cosy with the way we think and thank God. We just have to know that He's there with us, always, but to keep an eye out for the things He does, for all the things He gives us, for all the wonders of this world we have, and keep that safe during this period. So, stay safe, keep socially distanced, have the jab when you can, and we will find a way through this. Thank you for listening, and enjoy what you can of this very different life. And let's look forward to this spring in the pandemic. And now, a prayer. God, we thank you for all you give us. We thank you for the wonders of this world. We thank you for the coming spring, the light, the beauty, the wonder. And we ask that you bring it to everyone in this country and across the world as we move forward. Amen. Hello, I'd recorded my reflection for today before I heard about the death of Captain Sir Tom. So I just wanted to add this little bit to say how much I, and I'm sure many of you, respected and indeed loved this wonderful man, a true inspiration to the whole nation when we perhaps most needed it, and someone who was a lovely human being. We are grateful for all that he did, and I know the NHS will be grateful for all the money that he raised to help them with things that our taxpayer funds won't pay for. So well done, Captain Tom. Thank you for a wonderful life. Thank you for everything you did to cheer us up in those terrible first days of this awful pandemic. Thank you. Amen.